So in this section, we want to have a look on the freestyle workflows within Workspace ONE Intelligence. So let's first start on creating a new workflow. First of all, we start with the available data source. In this case, we stay with Workspace ONE UEM devices. Then we can set the trigger. Automatically means once an incoming event matches the filter, it will automatically run. Per schedule means that you can do it hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly, and then you can define what hours and or what days it should run. Also, you can set a start time, which is matching the local time zone, and also you can add an end date. That is also possible here. Manual means, and that would be the normal one time. So it's in one time being executed based on what the filtering matches the devices. Yeah, it's really just an on-demand thing that would be really one time. So by default, normally we go most likely with automatic. So, and then as we use here automatically, let's add some filtering. And let's use the enrollment date, for example. So let's use that enrollment date and say it is not within, and then now let's say some days, 60 is maybe not enough. Let's use 700 days, for example. So not within the last 700 days. So all devices that are older than that enrolled, and use that filter. So now if we want to see on how many devices are impacted by that, we see, okay, it's currently one device that is older than 700 days. If we would now change that to, let's, for example, stay with 600 days, for example, then we would have, for example, 7. So let's just change it back to 700. And then we would, for example, run an action. And as we have UEM, our pre-canned actions, then we can use whatever we planned there. In our case, we would just want to assign a tag so that we directly see, okay, this is an old device. So we can go here and add this action here. Once done, we can select the organization group and the tag name. If we already know the ID of the tag, so we can just copy that in. We can also test that out. And once done, we can also add an additional step. If we want to additionally, for example, send an email to that user, that would be also possible, sending out that email. As we just want to add that tag now, we first need to name our workflow. So just giving it a name, and let's call it older than 700 days enrolled. Click to done. And now we can save it. As we didn't enable it, it is saved, but it is not used. So you see it never run, it's disabled, but you can click here, edit it, and also we can enable it. So if we just go to view, let's go to edit and enable that flow, clicking to save and say, yes, run it once. So that means everything which matches that criteria as of today, run once and then run based if the device is older than 700 days. Just clicking on save and run, and we will see it will run. So it's now enabled as we see. We see the potential impact as we selected. It's 700 days. It's just one device here. We see that one device as an info, and also we see the activity. In this case, we see one device was tagged, and if we go back to UEM, we would see that this one device has now a tag assigned. This was an overview of how to create an automation within Freestyle or the Workflows engine in Workspace ONE Intelligence.